Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, picture a Diwali celebration where saris are replaced by sequin mini dresses, or a Japanese tea ceremony where kimonos are swapped by jeans. Feels odd, doesn't it? That's because tradition are not just rituals, they are symbols of our identity woven into the fabric of our history. As the Sanskrit shloka says, Dharmo Rakshit Rakshiti, when we protect our traditions, they protect us in return. Today, we firmly believe that traditional clothing must take precedence over modern fashion in public places. Although we can't imagine Indians wearing for it as though these garments are we honor our heritage and those rooted in who we are. Although we can't imagine Indians wearing bikinis at the banks of River Ganga, imagining it as beach, traditional clothing serves as a living history book. The intricate patterns of a Navajo dress or the vibrant colors of Ganjan Kente cloth carry stories of ancient civilization, struggles, and triumphs. According to UNESCO, 75% of traditional textile practices are tied to cultural festivals. When we abandon these clothes, we abandon the artisans who have kept these traditions alive for centuries. A 2022 report showed a 30% of decline in demand for traditional garments in India's rural region, threatening the livelihoods of 2 million weavers. Moreover, cultural festivals, if we talk about, are not fashion shows. They are sacred occasions meant to celebrate identity and heritage. Wearing traditional attire fosters a sense of community and belonging. It reminds us of who we are and from where we come from. Shall we trade that for fleeting trends from fast fashion? To those who argue that modern fashion enhances creativity, I ask, is a polyester crop top truly creative or just convenient? Let us not confuse innovative with imitation. A Gucci kurta is not culture, it's a commerce. The opposition might say that modern fashion attracts the younger generation, but forcing tradition to look cool is like putting ketchup on a gourmet meal. It ruins the essence. They might argue that modern fashion is more comfortable, yet hasn't traditional attire adapted over centuries to suit its context? A cotton sari for India's summer or a woolen hanbok for Korea's winter comfort and tradition go hand in hand. Okay, lastly, they might say modern fashion promotes inclusivity. But does inclusivity means abandoning or uniqueness? True inclusivity celebrates diversity, not homogenization. Ladies and gentlemen, promoting nationality are the heartbeats of our heritage. By prioritizing traditional clothing, we breathe life into those festivals and preserve the soul of our identities. As Mahatma Gandhi rightly said, a nation's culture resides in the hearts and souls of its people. Let us wear our tradition with pride, for they are more not just clothes, they are legacies. Thank you. By this, I rest my case, but not my stance.
Freedom without responsibility can lead to chaos. Good morning, dear educators and my fellow debaters. Today, I stand here opposing the motion that citizens should be required to wear a national dress in public places. First, wearing your national clothes may cause fights between people of different nations. And second, a physiological study has been made by Stanford University that wearing a particular type of clothing which shows someone's background or caste may cause
I would like to start in the self count of 3, 2, 1. Good morning to my misled opponents and dear adjudicator. When I was young, I often heard my friends say, my father just bought me the brand new Nike Air Jordans. On my birthday, I'll buy the new G-Shock. Or look at my exclusive Adidas t-shirt or jersey. I still do hear them saying, but did anyone ever mention their own heritage? Did referring to other Western or foreign clothing make them special or is? A few years ago, a friend of mine bumped into a person. He wore a plain linen t-shirt under a pant. My friend thought he was a random wannabe until he found out that he came in a Rolls Royce. He was a billionaire, a rich man, but he wore something traditional. Did that make him didn't make him stupid wearing what he liked. He liked to preserve his heritage. Today we are here to discuss something which may be currently a small topic of a debate competition in a room at a small corner of the world. But unfortunately, the world is round. This may be a small topic right now, but it needs our utmost attention and needs to be discussed about urgently. I am the second speaker of my team Mavericks, speaking for the motion that citizens should be required to wear a national dress in public places. If we would require representatives to wear what they wanted, they would there be equality? I get it, there would be individuality, there would be specific self-importance, there would be uniqueness, but don't you think that we need to move ahead in a pack? What could a single will do? It would result in a heavy impact on campaigning too. Take a country's prime minister for example. What does he wear? Coat, tuxedo, shirt, pant to show off, or a simple kurta pajama to show the authenticity of his country. Bhagwat Mann, the Chief Minister of Punjab, he wears the turban, basket and simple white dresses to represent his homeland state. On the other hand, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, he wears an orange shirt with yellowish orange shawl. This displays how he is a saint. His attire depicts that Uttar Pradesh is more of a Hinduism dominated state. If representatives wore what they want to symbolize equality, it would be total chaos, confusion, and also the loss of unity. Their opponents, they keep this simple thing in mind that the motion states the term unity, not individuality. Wear whatever you want to parties, clubs, and but we are talking about public places here. Like when the foreigners come to our country, Americans, for example, they go to spots like the Red Fort, Rajya Sabha, dressed in their Western formals. They are true about their culture. But say for our country, for instance, we are totally fatal-minded. Us Indians do imitate the others when we visit the Statue of Liberty. Do we wear our authentic kurta pajama or simple t-shirts and pants? What about our identity, country's dignity, and we are just burying the heritage. Remind yourselves, we are not slaves anymore. We have our freedom, and we should know what to wear and preserve our cultural heritage, fashion with pride. Take an example of India only. When social media's influence had fiddled with our minds, we are not puppets. There is culture imperialism. The adoption of American trends, such as fast fashion and media, leads to the erosion of local cultures and traditions. We are undermining our sovereignty and self-determination. Take the tailors and the local designers for example. Uh, our opponents may argue that fashion is privilege, but tell that to the freedom fighters to sacrifice themselves for our dream. Fashion is not a choice; it's a force. Cultural, personal, and economic. It's a language spoken by all. A lifeline for money and legacy for the future. To dismiss fashion is to dismiss progress, creativity, and humanity itself. So to our opponents, we say this: we are not here to debate, but to dominate. The question now is, can our argument survive the style revolution, or will they fade like last season trends? The choice is yours. Thank you.
Self count of 3, 2, 1. Good morning, dear adjudicator, my fellow debaters, and my opponents. I, Adya Gupta, of my team, would like to strongly oppose the motion that the House has proposed that citizens should be required to wear a national dress in public spaces. First of all, as per Article 21, it states that we have our own freedom and we can wear whatever we want. And also the preamble states that we are a socialist, secular, and we are a liberty and a equality free country. So like they do hear the word liberty, equality, and fraternity. Of course, we have our own choices to make. We should not be forced to wear traditional clothes, and we have our own perspective and choices. We are also preserving our culture. We are not the opponent mentioned that we don't want our people to go and wear a bikini on the Ganga banks. Of course not. We preserve our culture, and the UNESCO has also preserved it. We can't do that. That's our culture and our heritage. And we also know where our limits lie. We can't just simply go up and walk there. And as per the rebuttals, you said that wearing the same national clothes are like a force, and it's not an opinion or a choice. But let me remind you, it is a choice and an opinion that has been given to us. Like, look at all the people sitting here. They're wearing the choice of clothes that they want. They're not wearing forcibly the national dress. We have our own choice and our own limits. We can't just do anything that the government forces us or somebody imposes it on us. And I would also like to say that fashion reflects societal values and heritage, such as turbans. We are not restricting people wearing turbans, we are instead preserving them. So you can't just straight up say that we should wear national dresses. We are wearing our national dresses, and we are not just simply wearing whatever the government wants, right? And the company and the country also believes in unity and diversity. Then how can you say that we must wear the same national dress? And what's the point of saying that our country is diverse if we're all wearing the same national dress? It doesn't make sense. And for example, we have Hindus. We wear our own kurta, saris, whatever we want. And the Muslims wear their own religious clothes, right? Then if we wear the same national dress, won't it conflict many fights of religions? And it would hurt the feelings and the values of other religions and other people's perspective and their values, wouldn't it? So we can't just simply just follow the same thing, because we as Indian citizens are a diverse country with diverse people and diverse religions. We can't just straight up change everything in one day. And also, you the opponent also mentioned that he bumped his friend or somebody bumped into a millionaire and he was wearing traditional clothes. That's his choice. If he wants to wear his choice, if he wants to wear traditional clothes, then he can wear definitely. But that doesn't mean that we can't wear whatever we want. And I would also like to conclude that fashion is a choice and opinion, not a forcefully worn clothes. Thank you.
One. Greetings to the House at large. I perceive that the opponents have given points that cannot be relied on. But I believe that arguments are supposed to be credible, transparent, and reliable. My job as the final speaker of the proposition is to dismantle the opposition's arguments. And before the opponent's preaching begins, let's begin. Firstly, the opposition is blatantly confused. The motion stands for people wearing traditional clothes in public spaces and representing their own cultures. The first speaker, they mentioned that fights between nations can happen just due to these traditional clothing. Ma'am, we aren't stuffing bombs in our kurtas, and as soon as you look at them, they explode. That isn't happening. The opposition is lacking in giving reasons for their fairy tale like arguments. And ma'am, even when we aren't wearing our conflicting dresses, even when we aren't wearing a conflicting ethnic wear, our names represent our culture. What's next? A set name for 8 billion people. Next, ma'am, haven't you read the motion? The motion nowhere mentions India, and you tend to limit our very thinking capacity to our nation just because we live in it. This room may be small, but the world around is round and huge. It is time for you to learn that. And ma'am, preventing facts and ma'am, providing facts from well-known universities doesn't prove your argument, as my well-known teammates have advocated for. To the second speaker, doesn't your point about Article 21 mean that we can wear undergarments in public spaces? And for your kind information, Behes has set a uniform, like your very beautiful kurti, just to make it uniformity, represent the culture and represent the culture in the nation in which we are living. Your arguments are highlighting the fact that we are advocating for our for not wearing traditional clothes in public spaces. Do you even know your stance, ma'am? For lastly, imagine a world where we have to wear Western clothing. Even when a country has worked day and night, as our speakers have stated, minutes and minutes, seconds and nanoseconds. Sounds terrible, right? We have devoted a stance into our beautiful history, our magnificent history, our sociality, and we have stated the importance of it in the world. Even in the FIFA World Cup, no Qatari was wearing any other dress than their traditional dresses. If it isn't said that we would not give importance to the diverse customs in our country, we said that they are there to be a custom that represents as us a whole. Hindi language, for instance, we respect Marathi, Urdu, Punjabi to all of the people, but Hindi is a common language, right? Now, a bird falls when it's hit with the arrow. Like a sharp argument, I would like to say that the opposition will fall. Your arguments do not have reasons. They are just blatant facts. They are just blunt facts that cannot be proved, that are not proved if they can. We support our history. It's well said that dharma rakshati rakshita, righteousness protects those who uphold it. We will be right. We will protect our culture. We will support righteousness, and righteousness will support us. Thank you for your attention and thank you for the support.
One, two, three. Good morning, respected adjudicator, my fellow debaters, and my audience. Today, we are debating on a crucial topic, which is that citizens should be required to wear a national dress in public places. So, first of all, I would like to clear a doubt of yours, which is the motion has a word required, which means the government is forcing you to wear a particular dress, which is the violation of the freedom of expression. Isn't it that would you be fine that you are wearing one dress every day on every day? Are you fine? Don't you get bored of wearing a same thing every day? Second, stereotypes. Now, coming towards stereotypes, let's suppose you are in a mall and there you spot a family wearing a traditional clothes. Isn't it? Don't you feel that they are a bit backward or are not updated? Then I would like, please don't talk. It's creating a bit of disturbance. Comfortable. Now, would you like to wear a very tight or a very blingy kurta every day? No, you won't. You would prefer comfort over being stylish, won't you? Then, affordability and the possible chances you get the same thing every day. You are asking about millionaires and billionaires. Though people who are wearing those kurta cost crores to lakhs, and you don't know what's the price of them. How can you give an example of that to us? Then, and this wearing traditional dresses would also create a huge fight. I am giving a fact that this was given by the University of Stanford, and if you remember the Black Lives Matters protest of 2020, it was just because of the dresses they wore. Thank you. Now I would like to conclude by a quote. Fashion should be to unite people, not to disunite. Thank you.